Hello, everyone. I'm going to check the sound on my end. Welcome in, put a like on the video, subscribe to the channel. It's going to be a really quick chat. I have to get this down. Hello, everyone. Perfect. Sound is good. I need to get this down. So please come on in. Come on in, come on in, come on in. I think we're missing the bigger issue here. We are missing the bigger issue, and it's maybe because, you know, there's levels to this. There's absolute levels to this. Hopefully you guys do get the notification. So we will wait until a few of you guys come in. You know, this platform has been very interesting over the past week, really trying to silence, silence truth, but, it's okay because they're not the problem. And to some regards, I'm going to tell you, we're focusing on the wrong thing. Jeffrey Epstein is also not all the way the problem. It's about to get very interesting. Come on in, guys. When you come in, this channel has been heavily scrutinized because I'm bringing you guys content like this. Because when people are truth speakers, not anything that we research, it's just a remembrance, a soul remembrance that we have. It's a soul lineage. And this is the problem. What we're looking at here is a soul lineage. It's much bigger than a lot of people think that it is. So this is what we're going to talk about, and we're going to take probably, just give me 20 minutes and I'm going to explain to you that, see, we got to in order to uncode all of the fuckery that's been happening in the Epstein files, we have to go back to different time periods where there was this thing called slavery, because this is what we are seeing right now. We're absolutely seeing slavery, not having autonomy over yourself, women being used as baby making factories to feed into the demonic system for the elites, to create and do, experiments with women, men, and children, to mess with the DNA. Because if you're trying to make a superior race, right, with Nazism, or if you're trying to make a different race, when you think about, colonization went all throughout this world, and especially over in South America and Central America. Well, they are taught to, purify the bloodline. They started off indigenous and black and indigenous, and to purify the bloodline, they must actually get as much white DNA into the bloodline, because they've been brainwashed that is what is going to purify the bloodline. And so in some regards, what have we been doing this whole time since the inception of this earth life is we have been tinkering around with the code. With the original 12-strand DNA, we have been mutating it, and we have been hijacked by a bunch of beings. They are not humans, they are beings. We've spoken about this, guys, years on this channel. We have spoken about these things, and now everyone thought I was crazy. No one wanted to listen. And now what is happening is that there has been a file that the collective humanity has said that they want it, because the collective humanity is no longer with the eyes wide shut, right? We have our eyes wide open, and we want to see the truth. But you can't see the truth unless you see the truth in every scenario. You will never see what's happening with Epstein unless you go back to the time periods of slavery, because it's the same exact thing. And this is what's happening on a mundane plane. I'm going to build on a mundane plane, and then we're going to go galactic with this, cosmic, because this has more to do with the cosmic time clock that I've always spoken about. People mock, but you mock because you do not understand such things. This is a spiritual time where the collective soul body The energy has shifted. So this, so to speak, Epstein file is part of a energy shift. And when a energy shift happens, this is when the cosmic time clock moves. So the cosmic time clock is saying that now is the time to make movement. Now is the time to delineate from the lineage of evil. This is what we have been experiencing. Forget about what they told you. Oh, my family, my mom and dad, my brother and sister, my cousins. Some of these people are implants. They're not people, they're implants. We're dealing with principalities and powers of darkness. This is exactly what we are dealing with. So, and I know you guys are coming in. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel when you come in. But the whole thing, I just truly want to get this down, and then we'll build upon it later. And the whole thing is this, guys. If you think that Jeffrey Epstein is the problem, then you probably thought that P. Diddy was the sole problem. Then you probably thought that Harvey Weinstein was the sole problem. Then you probably thought that R. Kelly was the sole problem. Do you see where I'm going with this? There's always a face as a fall guy. They have set this thing up beautifully so that you think that you've gotten to the root of the issue, and you say, hey, humanity says, in this paradigm we live in, there has to be someone to blame, someone to hold responsible, and someone to get in trouble for this. And now that we can, guys, Jeffrey Epstein is supposed to be dead, right? We all know that's not true. He's supposed to be dead. So riddle me this. This is the fuckery that I talk about. The person that they're saying is the sole issue. You can't hold a dead man accountable. Look how laughable that is. You can't hold a dead man accountable. These are false victories to keep you tied and soul tethered, interconnected into their lineage of evil. Because I told you guys, listen guys, these people have been messing around with our DNA. We don't have a reptilian brain. We have wholeness. We don't have left and right brain, masculine and feminine. Nope. We have wholeness. The energies are to be one and function as such. The only reason why you understand masculine and feminine is because they have severed that in order to get you compliant. There was once a great severing before, a great fracture before that happened far beyond the rim that we're in. This happened in the galactic sphere. They were doing this. I think they already knew what DNA they wanted to take to, bring down into these lower rims so that they could almost use this thing called gravity. If you've been here on this channel, gravity is also fake. Gravity was created when the divine feminine energy, it was separated from the hall, from the hall. Okay, it was separated from the hall, and it was separated from the masculine. Before that, we lived as one internal soul body. And once they found a way to separate the feminine energy, they now gave birth to, I'm channeling all of this, gave birth to astrology, gave birth to the 12 zodiac gods, the energies that you are forced to live under every single month. And shout out to the people who do astrology, because that's pretty amazing, because it was also used once as a form of slavery where a lot of people didn't know what's going on. So no longer can we just say, oh no, this thing is evil, okay, astrology or being psychic or this. You better hope that you have these people on your team, because if you've put stock into any of their earthly buildings of lies and deception, you have no true knowledge. You do not even know of yourself. The cosmic time clock is telling us what time it is. You know how it says time to flee to the mountains for higher ground? That's the time that it is. Fleeing to the mountains is here. Going to the highest peak, right? Expanding from a root chakra all the way up to crown chakra, having that kundalini energy that now can awaken the third eye and the totality of the 7 aoras field of the body. This is what source is saying, the 7 aura fields of the body. So you have 7 auric fields is what source is saying, not just one. We have one for the totality of the body, and we have one for each chakra as well. Source is on fire today. This is why source wanted me to come here and get this message out. And so we have to go back to slavery. I'm going to give you 2 points on this. We're going to talk about it as it pertains to here in the United States. Then we're going to talk about it as it pertains to the galactic severing of the soul lineage of the feminine, the Christ daughter. Yes, that's coming online. I said last year we will start to understand the Christ daughter and what it is just the Christ vibration, but in a feminine form, to make a complete Christ body that crystallizes and now consecrates and creates a key code out of this paradigm. This paradigm was always fake and false. This paradigm, just like the mutation of the 12-strand DNA, is a mutation. This whole paradigm is a mutation. This paradigm, I'm so sorry to say, and you don't have to be where I am. I've been on this road for a very, very long time. I'm not confused about what is happening and what has happened. Do you catch it? You have to have duality. Not only be confused about what is happening, but what has happened. So I want you guys to understand, if you're still, there's 100% truth in what has happened. Books, biblical texts, scholar research, what has happened. If there's a lie here in this current reality, then by law, there is a lie there. That's what I'm saying. All of this is to show you the way out, the way through and out. This is all about the karmic mirror. So we cannot even begin. Jeffrey Epstein is the fall guy. And you can't even do anything to this fall guy. So what are you going to get out of this? It's a nothing burger. They are distracting you. You know why they're distracting you? I'm going to tell you exactly why they're distracting you. Because you, collective soul body, you're about to tap into something that will shatter this paradigm down. I'm talking it will collapse dimensions and collapse the matrix. They know that. They've been tracking us. That's why they hold channels like this back, because they've been tracking us. By the way, like the video. Please subscribe to the channel. See, you were tapping on something that's much bigger than what Charlie and Candace Owens is tapping on. They're still somewhat just at the perimeter of the matrix. They're just right outside. But see, here's what is happening. You are tapping on the old lie, the system of power and control that they have built this paradigm on. This is where you are going. You're cracking open the falsity of their religions, their religious houses, the lies and deception at the core. These things, politics, finances, religion, schools, organizations, Red Cross, medical industry, and all of that, you're understanding, oh, wait, it's not just one segment of our society. What the collective soul body is saying, wait, it's everything. If there is a lie in this timeline, in this current present day, then there is a lie of yesteryear. In order to complete, like looking at the polarities, in order to collapse that, in order to have a true expansion, there must be, if there's a lie here, there's a lie there. And you were tapping on that. And you're going to come to know very soon what's going to be shattered. And here, I'm specifically speaking about here in America, what's going to be shattered is the Bible. What's going to be shattered is a lot of the things that the Bible spoke about, which not condemns, which allows the Jeffrey Epstein and all of the elites. Jeffrey Epstein is a name of just a fall guy. It's a nothing burger. It's a nothing burger. And that's why they did it to a, so to speak, dead man, because they know that you're going to get a symbolic victory because he's supposed to be already gone. But we know that's not true. You're going to come to know that we've always been in bed with, I've been talking about Moloch, the reptilians, and Baal on this channel for a few years. And it's very interesting that on December 31st, I came here, I said, yo, this is a trick. It's a trick bag. I spoke about Moloch. I spoke about Baal. I spoke about the king, the god of Babylon. And then what? Then I channeled 130. I channeled 130. And when did the Epsteins drop? 130, January 30th. And what we're dealing with, that's the synchronicity to confirm the message. We're dealing with the same gods of Babylon, the same Moloch, the same Baal, the same energies of yesteryear. So when you see Jeffrey Epstein, I don't care if it's the different presidents throughout history, different celebrities, they're all the same people. I've been shouting this out for at least 4 years. They're all the same people. And Elon Musk wants to be the god of this new timeline with his Neuralink, but it will not work without the neuromelanin. And who do you think they need the neuromelanin from? Why do you think they need so many bodies? Why do you think they need so much energy, so much blood? How else are you going to become a god without blood? Gods are made. Gods are made. Source gave birth to itself. You are source. Difference. I've been saying this for a very long time. The energy now supports this. The energy supports the message now. People are ready to hear this. I don't have to get off into everything. That's not my positioning here. My positioning here is to wrap up the lessons from the last age and to lead us out through this new ascension portal. And they want you stuck on a Jeffrey Epstein. Jeffrey Epstein is a dead energy. The presidents are dead energy. Why do you think they're on dead trees? Dead presidents is what they call it in the hood. You know, money. It's a dead energy. These are the same people of yesteryear, the Babylonian age, the ancient Mesopotamian age. They are the same energies throughout history. So condemning a Jeffrey Epstein, you're going to have to condemn it all. You're going to have to condemn the person who was saying that they could do it. This is not for, I know where I am. It took me a very long time to get here. I'm not confused anymore, guys. It's a trick bag. Your religions are a trick bag. Some of the things written in your various books are a trick bag to keep you in the system. And in some regards, when we look at Charlie and Candace and all of these, so to speak, whistleblowers, right? They're still operating just on the outer perimeter. When the real issue is the cosmic time clock is saying it's go time, show time. A portal is open right now for you to get out, but you're too focused on Jeffrey Epstein getting punishment when he's supposed to already be dead. Now, we know he's not dead, but the general public believes that he is. Do you see the trick? It's a trick bag inside of a trick bag inside of a trick bag. It's time to go. Do not go back for your brother, your sister, your mother, your father, anyone else. Do not go back and do not turn around. Do not turn around. They already told you what would happen. They're going to turn you into stone. They're going to recapture you back in the matrix. Everything's duality. Everything's duality. Even the words have duality in there. The words can be both godly and can also hold the polarity of the same vibration and also be demonic, beloved. This is where I am. You don't have to be where I am. But I've been at this thing for a very long time. And I'm not confused about what it is that I am experiencing within my vessel. And a lot of people couldn't see this when, now we have to talk about it because this is your mirror out. We got to go back to the same slavery event that happened right here, where this country was formed off of the backs and the death and the mutilation of Black and brown bodies. We're talking about the foundational Black Americans. We used to be called Indian. We were called Negro. Our names just kept getting switched and switched throughout history because they don't want you to know. They want you to believe that they brought people here and civilized us when, baby, it was the opposite way around. We already had commerce working here. The Moors were already here, and they took over Europe a long time ago. So you had the Moors here, you had the Aboriginal here, which we call Negro, right? First Nation people. The Indians that you guys see today, which this is also part of my lineage, but I just got to speak truth. They came from Asia. Like what? 15,000 years ago. But there were already a group of people here. So you don't have to go to Africa to get anyone to till the land when there was already people here. It doesn't make sense. Why would you go and get people who understood nothing about the terrain? Why do you think America was able to build so fast since the settlers came? It's because they were using, through indentured servitude, okay, because this is Black History Month, so I got to throw that in there. Through indentured servitude, what they were doing to, so to speak, Black people, Aboriginals, Negroes, what they were doing is they would hold, like if you go to Dubai today, sometimes they take your passport, you got to do your job, and you get it back when your assignment ends. Kind of the same thing. But we never got anything back. And even when they said you're going to get the 40 acres and a mule, as if you're giving us something, you're only giving us back a smidget of what was taken. And no one said anything when literally after church, they would literally lynch and kill Black people. This is happening in the Epstein files. I want you to understand that it's the same thing. There's actually a cookbook. You can look it up. There's a cookbook on how you can, how they used to cook Black people's bodies during slavery. There is an actual cookbook. I wish I remembered the name of it, but you can just look at it. You can just look it up. There is an absolute cookbook. They used to feed these babies, Black and brown babies, to alligators. You think they weren't drinking blood too? It's the same people, of course. Why do you think they needed the slavery? Now we understand slavery. It's not just because they didn't like the Black skin. It's deeper than that. They wanted to consume the melanin codes. See, sources saying this is not the first time they tried to get out of here. Remember I said they want to swap with us, so that's how they are, tinkering around with the DNA. They want to get picked up. They want to get raptured. They want to have rapture technology. But source saying they tried this before through different slaveries throughout history. See, here I'm talking specifically here. What source is saying is that was what they tried here. They killed the Black Americans. They made them sleep with each other to get them on their program. They would put paper bags over the slaves and make mother and child sleep together, mother and son sleep together. Because that's their lineage of evil, because these people aren't real. They've never been real. They have never been real. And if you are sitting there thinking about skin color, you are mistaken, because these people are a different species. And their species needs blood, death, fear, and apparently human flesh too. and this is what this period of slavery was about. Can we get enough melanin codes to totally not cloak anymore, but to totally become this, become them? That experiment failed. Source is saying this. So you wonder why. Oh, people just so happen wake up. Oh, let's just let people out of slavery. No, the experiment failed. So now we're going to switch to another one. Let's just put everyone to work on the corporate plantation, and now we can just make money. That experiment failed, but they brought it back. Now what are they doing now? They got the vax this. You got all of the weird things they're trying to put under the skin, you know, the passport ID and all of the rest of the things, and the neural link and all of this. It's another experiment. It's another slavery. The only difference now is they hide it a little bit better. And so the Ep files is doing the same exact thing. They're taking children. They took children in slavery. They're murking them. They murked people in slavery. They make them work as sex slaves. They did that up in slavery. They make these women reproduce, take their babies. That's what they did in slavery. They would take the babies and sell them, take the babies and eat them, take the babies and drain the blood, take the babies and stone them, take the babies and mutilate them, take the babies and it's the same thing. They always needed the blood from the innocent. So what we're looking at is slavery. And what you're looking at right now, if you didn't learn underneath that time period that lasted over 400 years, then maybe you will learn now. And look how many people came along the way to be the face of either the ones who fought to have slavery or the ones who fought to not have slavery. Look how many faces have come and gone. And yet the institution of these things were still here. And it's the foundation of this America. And that's why America has a problem, because your foundation was never built right. And if I can call it, just energy doesn't lie. Energy is, you have to experience the polarity. America will fall. It has to. It has to. In order for you to transcend, it has to, because the polarities have to be experienced and then the transcendence. So don't get caught in the crossfire. When you are being, since you understand both of these scenarios, you can transcend here within the seven aurora fields. And now I think we understand how we get the aurora lights. You have that inside of you. That's what they've always wanted, your code. Why do you think the mutation? Why do you think truly it was to bring, see, we always thought, guys, we thought that, no, it's just, they just want to make everyone mixed. No, there's two parts. They want to find a way to not only cloak, but to get out of here. Because you're awakening, so the old things that they used to do will not work anymore. I'm getting overheated. There's a lot happening. There's a lot happening. So what I'm telling you guys is you need to look at the karmic mirror. The karmic mirror is saying, hey, this Jeffrey Epstein is about, it's the same thing that has happened throughout history. It's just slavery. The human trafficking is the trafficking of souls when we zone out. This is what is happening. And you can transcend it. And in order to do that, as Charlie Kirk was holding one polarity, just speaking about the stats of Black people and criminals, and now look what we're being exposed to, this whole trafficking ring and demonic, like, it's not about just blaming one side. It's about seeing both and transcending that. These are lessons. These are archetypal situations that allow humanity to look within their own soul, mirror, and lineage. So we delineate from the lineage of evil, which are these beings that have set up shop from day one on this planet. It's all been a facade. Their religions were to just lock you down. Their schools, everything is a facade. And the delineation and the detachment from their system is what frees you. Their Roman system is what frees you. And the karmic mirror is saying, in order for you to transcend, you better understand what you're looking at. You're looking at slavery. That's what you're looking at. And if you were okay with it happening back then maybe you should be okay with it happening now. No, you shouldn't be. That's the whole point. This is happening now because your soul, as a collective soul body, has said, hey, we want to see all of it now. Let us see the polarity of that, of slavery, so we can transcend this. And so now what we see is both black people were enslaved and we're seeing white people now enslaved. It's slavery, and slavery is always wrong. Slavery only feeds the elites. And they use it as a way to get these subgroups together, where they think that because it's not happening to them, that they're somehow special. When in fact, they're being also held down by the same forces. When you're being called to flee to the mountains and delineate from the lineage of the beast, is what it is. The lineage of the beast. The beast system has always been here. It won't be just your passport ID now and the neural link. You've been on the beast system since day one. The beast gave you the system. The beast gave it to you. And I'm going to close with this. Like the video, subscribe. When I went on my own soul pilgrimage over 20 years ago, I had no idea what I would find. And I've spoke about this before, but I need to tell you exactly what we're looking at. When I found my original star system, where I came from the 12th Dimensional Stargate Council, from the star system of Aluna, where we existed within the totality of the source vibration. There wasn't a separation between male and female, nature and humans. There was still male and female for reproductive, but we did not have such, you do this and you do that. We worked as a communal flow of energy, even though we may have shown up separately, but our energetic field was all one and it was all love. And then something happened within the cosmos, some sort of war or asteroids, and I was taken into the Assyrian star system. And then how that played out here on Earth was ancient Mesopotamia and then Babylon. I had to experience lifetimes with these sick energies. I think a lot of us, if you do your soul lineage, a lot of us, because we've all been here before, we were once around these people when it happened. So this, I'm telling you, it's a mirror. And if you were back then, during the Babylonian time, you were back then when they were sacrificing children to Moloch. It's the same thing now because it's the same people, because it's slavery. And I tell you mine because I was enslaved. This is the only way you get free, is to understand your soul was enslaved to be here. And people say, well, what about, God, creating us? Listen, guys, soul and spirit is infinite, and that comes from source. In that regards, yes, source, God created you. But let us make man in our own image, after our own likeness. Difference between making something and being a creator. When you make something, you fashion it from the raw materials which were already constructed. Soul and spirit was already constructed by source. So in that regards, yes, you're made from source. You are created from source, but you are made by the hands of the fallen ones. And this is what you have to know, that you too have been enslaved. And that's the gag. And you'll understand that when you can see through the karmic mirror and say, hey, it wasn't right now. The people who believe that slavery of black and brown people was okay, or the people that believe that now the entrapment and slavery of the white men, women, and children that we see happening in the Ep files is okay. Once you can say that's not okay, any form of it is not okay, whether it's now or in ancient times is not okay, whether it's in, a manuscript or the Bible, it's not okay. I don't care who wrote it. It's not okay. Barasan Burusuna. When you can start to rebuke gods, I said it, then you're ready. And you gain a key code out of this house of horrors. I've gained my sovereignty through a lot of hard work, through opening my eyes, and through when you say the things that you're never supposed to say because of the indoctrination. When you can say it out loud, this is how you free yourself. I'm telling you, the chains are breaking off of us right now as we speak. And you have to go on this journey for yourself, because it's not good enough for me to say it. No. You go on it for yourself so your soul understands it within its totality. I understand that I was enslaved to be here, and I'm getting out this time. I'm going back home, becoming oneness again. The lie was that you have material things. That's the lie. When you return back home to source, the true source, you give it all up. You give it all up to become back within the collective soul body. There isn't that individual thought, that individual memory, that individual things that you think that you have and that you own. No. You give it up to become one, to become nothing yet again, until a time where we birth ourselves out and project ourselves out yet again. So that is what's happening. Thank you very much, everyone. I'm late to a session, but Source wanted me to come here and give that out because Source needed to get this information out to the people. I love you guys so very much. Go ahead and sign up for the Cosmic Ministry on the Patreon, guys. We're going to be having an event this week, Friday the 13th at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm going to open this up to everyone, the first meeting, and it's going to be very powerful. We're going to get some answers. We're going to channel Source. We're going to channel Yeshua Jesus. We're going to be on Zoom together, all live. So our energy holding the collective light energy together, it will be absolute powerful. So go ahead and join the Cosmic Ministry, or if you want to just sign up for a free account, the options are there, but you can support me that way. And if you're interested in the class, the Quantum Telepathic Healing and Psychic Development course that will be starting in a few weeks here, you can book a free 20-minute consultation. There's a link down below, or just simply email me. I'll send you out all the official information. Email me instructions number 4humanity@gmail.com. Love you guys. I love you. I love you. I love you. And so it is as we walk together in divine.